I think that the best thing that ever happened to me was my mom, who went to my foster mom, who went to the 3rd grade, read to me in the afternoons after she finished her work. That gave me, she read to me true romance magazines, and I didn't know what was going on, but I liked the idea of being with her and sitting with her. And she went from true romance to comic books, very low level. Her reading was 3rd grade, but I loved sharing those moments with her. And that gave me the ability to read. By the time I was 5, I could read some of those things to her. That woman, in those few years, because she adopted me unofficially at 2.5, from 2.5 to 5, she taught me to read. That is what made me what I am today. And I would encourage every person who has a child under the age of 5 to read with that child every day. I've seen for so long a crisis, and because I go to prisons, I go to youth facilities, and I see that these people are so deficient in reading. And I realize that when they get out of their facilities and when they get out of jail, there's nothing that they can do in our society. And so when they come out, they are already on borrowed time, and they're going to be going back. And when I believe that we need to have every child reading to give them at least a shot at life. You know, the world has changed since I was a young person. When I was a young person, you could make a good living in a factory or in a service job. Most of those jobs are now gone. And you have to be a literate person to make it in today's world. And even if you are working in a fairly secure job, you don't know if that job is even going to exist in 5 years. I remember when I worked for the Employment Service for a period, we trained young people to do key punch. By the time the training program had ended, we were no longer using key punch. You know, and you don't know if the job that you're doing today will even exist in 5 years. So, and you may have to learn something else. So reading is an absolute must. It's one thing in my mind to try to convince a young person to read. I think that's good. More power to you if you do it. But to create a reading environment, that's what's needed, so that reading becomes cool for kids who would not normally read. I would like to have a reading nation. You know, communities that read are communities that succeed in my point of view. And the idea that you have Racine, the whole city, reading creates an atmosphere in which kids are eager to join.